Peekaboo. Come on. Peekaboo. Ouch. Peekaboo. Come on, Grandma wants to see. Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Hi, flosstube. It's Diane. This particular update is going to be a little more vlog style, so I'm going to put a couple different clips together. Or I might not. Who knows? I might just totally delete this clip. Who knows? But I have to talk about something that happened on Facebook today that I keep shaking my head about. You gotta be kidding me. So I put a post, I shared a post. This morning I checked my Facebook. I don't know why. I usually don't check my Facebook on my husband's computer, but I was on there and I checked it. And one of the pages that I follow that's not associated with cross-stitching, they had a funny little bit, and you could share it. And so I shared it. And I shared it in Stitch Mania. I shared it in another group. The intention of this said post was people could look at it, laugh at it, and then go on with their day. That's not what happened. I posted it in more than one group. And it was a picture of gallon-sized zip bags lined up on a shelf in a freezer. And it said underneath, if you're tired of boiling water for your pasta, you can boil a whole bunch of water ahead of time and then freeze it for the rest of the week. Okay, so it's one of those posts you kind of look at it and go, what? And then you look at it again and you have to laugh. And then you just move on. So I ate my breakfast and I checked into Facebook again just for a couple minutes, and someone had commented on that post. Well, who has that size of freezer that they can do that? Now, somebody did post later on as the comments went down that actually, having like an ice cream bucket or a gallon bag like that of water in your freezer isn't a bad idea, particularly if you're prone to hurricanes, or like we're prone to blizzards and tornadoes here, although we haven't had a tornado in a while, thankfully. I'm not complaining. Although they did have one in southern Minnesota this year that caused some damage. And but we've had blizzards where it knocked the power out, and that way it keeps your food colder. If your freezer's not plugged in, you want to keep it shut. But if you have a brick of ice sitting there, it's going to keep all your food colder. And also, worst case scenario, you need some fresh water. That would be a source. Because we've done that. And we've also frozen a gallon bucket, ice cream bucket of water into a big chunk of ice, and then when we go on a long trip, put it in the cooler, 'cause it's cheaper than buying a bag of ice. So that was a really good point. But that's not, I thought, well, yeah, that's a good point. We do it here for blizzards. But this person, I could not believe, and somebody pointed out, it's a joke. Well, what do you mean it's a joke? I started like, okay. And then I had to do homeschool, so we did our homeschool, and I was working with the kids, and then I was finishing up with my youngest daughter on her math. She had a little longer math assignment. She was almost done, so I thought, well, I could just pop into Facebook before I clean the bathrooms. And so I popped in. Oh my word! I think at that time it had like 60-some comments. And some of them, a lot of people understood it was a joke, and they were, wink wink. And somebody commented, we all know a relative who would do this. Yeah, we all do know a relative who would do that. But it was in jest, it was a joke. And this person would not let it go. To the point that she goes, Katie, You should really not let people make these kind of comments or these kind of posts, because I just made a snide comment on an idiot post. Excuse me, it was my post. I'm not the idiot. You are. And I thought, okay, so you knew you were making a snide comment? And I couldn't believe this woman's comments. And other people were saying, lady, get a grip. It's a joke. And what's funny is I put it up there. I'm like, well, it's not political, or, you know, it's not supposed to be divisive. It was water in a gallon bag. Oh, so I took down the post. So you're not going to find it in Stitch Mania. I have it in another group, and if I remember, I'll put it at the end of this video or something. I started reading through some of the comments. People said, well, some people were, you know, tongue-in-cheek. Well, wouldn't this work in an Instapot? You know, just tongue-in-cheek. And, oh, well, you'd have to thaw it out to be able to use it. And some people didn't get that concept, that it's a joke. Well, you don't put boiling water in a plastic bag. And then some people, you knew their comment, you know, wink, wink. Some people just do not understand sarcasm. I have 14 children. 8 of them are teenagers or above. I'm well versed in sarcasm. I even bought my son a shirt that says sarcasm across it. I'm like, yeah, this is your shirt. And he agreed with me totally. And he actually has passed it down because he outgrew it. But yeah. So I took the post down, and I messaged Katie, and I messaged Garrett, and Garrett, both of them are like, your post, there was nothing offensive about your post. It didn't break any rules. But I told him, I said, you know, you guys do such a fabulous job as administrators. You don't need to referee somebody's stupidity. So I am not contributing to any drama on Stitch Mania. I'm not afraid of posting on Stitch Mania, but I'm not going to add to any kind of drama. And I have contacted, I think I've contacted Katie, well, both of them, that, okay, this post might get a little dramatic, and I don't remember if it did or not. I don't remember. Not my post, but a different post a while ago. Just to, you know, give them a heads up that, you know, I don't know if this is getting dramatic or not, and so they can, you know, put their admin hat on if they needed to. But my post, it was to the point I thought, okay, they're going to have to say something. I don't want to give them more work. They have lives outside of Facebook. And we're talking water. Oh my word. For the record, I have 3 chest freezers, so doing something, bags of water. But that wasn't the point. The point was it's a joke. Oh my word, I've been watching the match game, and some of their questions are dumb. Dora was so dumb. Da-da-da-da. So I just had to shake my head. I said, are you kidding me? And people kept talking to this person saying, no, Diane put it out there as a joke. Just for fun. I mean, can you see the crappy weather we're having here in Minnesota? This has been the entire month of October. And into the end of September. It's been this way. It's been this way for probably about 3 weeks now. So something to make you giggle and laugh. And just, we take ourselves far too seriously. Facebook is... Facebook should make you laugh. Another thing I shared this morning was Mana Mana by the Muppet Show. It is one of my favorite all-time bits that Muppet Show ever did. But I didn't share it in Stitch Mania. I should have. But it's my favorite. One of my favorite from the Muppet Show. I can't imagine if I posted that in Stitch Mania, this person would have had a major conniption fit about that. And I shared a picture of a camel today on a different group. It was talking about the word camouflage. And so they showed a picture of, and camouflage is not spelled camouflage, okay? But the joke was they had a picture of a camel that they had spray painted, you know, like camouflage, greens and browns and tans and all that. And so I posted it in the Marine Mom group, one of the Marine Moms groups I'm on Facebook, just as a joke. You know, because we take ourselves far too seriously. And you need a good laugh from time to time. So, yeah. If you saw my post, and I recognize some of your names, I'm not going to shout you out, because I don't want to embarrass you in this. But if you saw it on October 10th, the bags of water on Stitch Mania, that was my post. It was totally in jest. I'm not going to apologize. But can I just say, grow up. Get some common sense. And just tongue-in-cheek, especially as we go into the political season here in the U.S. Oh my word. I'm not looking forward to that drama. The 2016 presidential election was horrible. I hope that doesn't happen again for the midterms here. But yeah, don't take yourself so darn serious. Life is a joke. Sometimes we have to laugh at ourselves. I mean, I've got all the stuff working in my life right now, and it gets hard. And I cry, and just, you feel the weight of it. Here comes my son. He's done with his work, so I'll let you all go. See you later. Bye. Hi, flosstube. It's Diane. I'm going to do a quick update. My daughter had her chemo this last Thursday, and no issues with the port. Everything went smoothly. 2 more, and then she's done with chemo. We met with the radiation oncologist, and we'll get that started. They have to do a setup session where they map everything out and then program the computer, and she will have 15 radiation treatments, so once a day for 3 weeks, Monday through Friday, but we'll start that at the end of the month. Give her a chance for because when you have chemo, your numbers go down, like your white cell and some other, totally blanking on what it is, neutrophils or something like that. Those go back up, and about the time they go back up, then she gets chemo again. Yeah. Also, my Marine's on to his next training, and hopefully at his school by the end of the month, so that's good. And thank you for the comments with regard to Mini Dot falling asleep. My last update, I didn't think he would fall asleep. I thought I'd have to pause and all that, but I was very surprised that he fell asleep. And he slept for probably an hour, hour and a half after I was done recording. Yeah, I didn't think he would fall asleep. But when you're tired, you're tired. We did find out, though, he's that cold. I think part of it, he's almost 2. He'll be 2, see, today is October 14th. He'll be 2 in 12 days, less than 2 weeks. When my kids are 2 and the molars start moving on them, they get that runny nose, so you have that, plus you have a cold. And Friday I took him and my middle daughter in. I thought my middle daughter might have strep throat, because we are susceptible to strep, and she had a sore throat for a few days. She was negative for strep throat. I took him in because I thought he had an ear infection. He was negative for an ear infection, but I said, while we're here, why don't you just swab him to see if he has strep? I didn't think he would, but he came back positive for strep. So hopefully my daughter and because she was here, and my husband don't get affected because they're both immune compromised. My daughter a lot more than my husband, but yeah. I'm done with sickness. Let's be done with sickness, shall we? But, yeah. Oh, and my son's open house. It was small and intimate. The weather was the weather. Minnesota, we've had rain, 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 rain. It's like, why? Last couple days, though, have been fall. Beautiful. You know, a little chill, but the tree... So we've got a few days of fall. Hopefully it lasts a little longer. I wanted a long fall because we did not have a spring this year. But stitching. Now I found this. I didn't know where it was at last time. This is actually August's fabric of the month. I said in the video I didn't have September's, but I did have September's. I haven't received October's yet. But I know she's been dealing with illness and something about the hurricane. I think it affected her getting her fabric. Thankfully she wasn't affected directly. But this is chocolate. This is 36 count linen. And dyes look different on different fabric. That's really pretty though. I was going through my patterns and there was one I thought might be really good on this one, and I'm blanking on which one it was. So I'll have to go through my patterns again. And there we go. I had the chance to go, oh, here's part number 4 of the Songbird series. I don't know, I don't like this one as much as the others. I mean, it's still pretty, and her patterns are fabulous to stitch. I liked number 3 a little better, but it's still very pretty. And they're so unique, but you can see how they go together with like the fonts and stuff. So I have that series now. And I wasn't able to go to Galleria. I had planned on it, but things changed. But a designer that I follow, she posted a little video of, okay, here's my room type of thing, and she showed a new pattern that she had to release. So I texted my friends that were there. I'm like, can you pick up this? She's like, sure. And so I PayPal'd her and all that. And this one, Meridian Designs, and it's Palawan Peacock Pheasant. Isn't she gorgeous? Yeah, look at that fan. Let's see, she has 3 Krennics, and I'm pretty sure that they're in that fan. And this here, the scarf, beads and Swarovski crystals. This pattern also has 1, 2, 3, 4 Dinky Dyes silks. Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't opened up the pattern to figure out where they're at, but it's stitched on 32 count Whimsical Winter Jobelin from Under the Sea Fabrics. I really like the fabric she's stitched on. So yeah. Look at her Etsy shop and you could see a better picture. Again, Meridian Designs. Does she list her Etsy? Yeah, here's her Etsy right here. And you could see. And she has 3 pheasants ladies now. I own 2 of them. I own this one and I own the Amherst one. I don't own the golden one yet. But beautiful. So she is getting started in 2019. That list keeps getting longer and longer. I'm a sucker for a woman in a beautiful dress like that and with a fan like that. Oh. My mom and dad were able to come out for our son's graduation party. And so we were able to sneak away and go to Stitch-ville on one day, and it was really nice, just the 2 of us, just to chat. The mother-daughter time is very valuable, and I know not everybody has a great relationship with their mom, and I'm very blessed that I do. Very, very grateful. She wouldn't let me pay for the couple of patterns that I picked up. Yeah, but she picked up Heart and Hand. It was one of those 6-part series, and then if you contact them, you get the border, and it was a model on the wall. She also picked up Prairie Schooler. It had 3 pieces, 3 patterns in one pattern, and I'm blanking on the name right now. But one of them was 2 chickens with chicken wire, and then there was like a town scene and another town scene. So she picked that up for herself too. This one I had my eye on. I had seen this earlier and I put it on my list of things to look at. And one thing is, Thanksgiving is a holiday that kind of gets looked over, and I just pictured this in that. I'm sorry. My daughter, she talks about chemo brain, and I think this is mom, or chemo mom brain. Anyway, Erica Michaels, Grace and Blessings 1. So you have this pattern, which says, "Sweet is the work, my God, my King, to praise thy name, give thanks, and sing." Now that's a nice Thanksgiving type of piece. And they called for it to be stitched on 36 count pear linen by Lakeside Linen. I found 34 count Lugana Devon Cream. 34 count, that's an interesting count. But I wanted all the 36 counts that Stitch-ville had at the moment when I was looking. I don't like a yellow cream, if that makes any sense. Sometimes they look too yellowy. But I've figured this, because this pattern has actually 3 patterns in it. It all says this one, "Be present at our table, Lord, be here and everywhere adored. Thy creatures bless and grant that we may feast in paradise with thee. Amen." And originally that one was stitched on 36 count antique ivory Edinburgh linen. And then they have this little one, "Bless us, O Lord." That one's supposed to be on 40 count gauze. It says it's included. I haven't opened the chart pack. I'm going to open it now, because I know some of you have stitched on 40 count gauze. I've never even looked at it. Because, oh my word. Sorry, my eyes hurt even just thinking about it. They don't say if it's 1/1 or what, but no. I admire those who can do that itty bitty stitching. You have my admiration, but my eyes, no. But this one, I think I could get 2 of them, if not all 3, on this color. And then like frame them together somehow. But we also saw this one on, as a model on the wall, Amaryllis. And all, like here, it looks like it's all beads and crystals. And I'm looking at, like Stephanie from Miss Oh So Crafty talked about Enchanted Mermaid. How the embellishments would have been 150 if she used the called for ones. And so she went with another company and was able to get her embellishments for, I think it was around $30. Yeah, I'm thinking of starting to do that in my pieces. Mill Hill has kind of a stranglehold on the cross-stitch industry. This is totally my opinion. I've used Mill Hill for 20 plus years. I think they're a quality product overall. Every once in a while you get a wonky package. But their pricing, I don't understand their pricing. So I'm kind of gonna switch. I haven't quite figured that all out. But the reason that we picked this up is I have a piece that I was going to fully finish a different Nora in, but she ended up being too wide. It was a Siren Song Mermaid, and she was just too wide for that particular item. So we thought, okay, she's pretty narrow. She might fit perfectly in there. So I'm going to try. She's so pretty. She wasn't the one I was thinking of for that chocolate. I was thinking maybe Sweet Tea by Fiberlicious. But, let's see, that one goes there. And then Ink Circles, Cirque de Coeur. And then I got on, okay, I bought, this is 32 count Ruby Wine. And my plan is to stitch this in all beads. Delica, there's a pearl finish, size 15. And I mentioned it, I got on to Instagram, and Tracy P was doing a live video, and we started chatting, and I said, well, she was going to buy some beads for a different project from Fusion Beads, and I had never heard of them. I know I had never looked at their website. Maybe I had some floss tuber mentioned them, but I thought, oh, do you like that one better than the one I was looking at ordering beads from? And she said that she did like them. She thought the prices were fair, and, well, what piece are you talking about? So I said, well, I want to do this one in all beads. Tracy said, well, I'll do that with you. And so she's going to do hers with the black beads on, she went through her fabric and found one. I want to say it's Discord by Pictureless Plus, but I could be wrong on that. And she stitched a couple of size 11 beads on her fabric and a couple of size 15s, and decided that size 15s would fit better. So I'm glad she did that, because she's doing it on 32 count also. I'm gonna order, I haven't ordered my beads yet. I need to. And I'm gonna use white Nymo thread because I like Nymo thread. And I found a cone of it on Amazon. I can't remember how many yards instead of all those little spools. Because I'm sitting thinking, how many of those little spools am I going to go through? And I found a whole big cone for, I know it was $26. I wonder how many yards are on it, because those little spools usually have about 64 yards. And I knew, okay, this piece calls for almost 18,000 beads. When you get an ink circles design of this style in particular, where it's monochromatic, they tell you how many stitches are in it, which really helps you to know how much floss, if you're going to stitch it in floss, how much do I need. Come on, dumb thing. I hate Bing sucks. But I can't install Chrome on my Kindle. Nymo thread, size D, we determined. I'm going to get white because I have white beads, and I think it'll look just fabulous on that. This cone has, how many yards do you have? Come on, give me the information I'm looking for. Gives me the weight. Seriously? It tells me the weight. Oh, I'm sorry. It's approximately 2,500 yards. And I'm going to order this cone because I use white Nymo thread a lot. Let me turn the... You see that? Yeah, there you go. So it's one of those cones. And it's only $26, and I price, if I did my math right, instead of getting all those little spools on fusionbeads.com, though this was cheaper per yard. If I did my math right. If I did my math right. And since I use white Nymo thread, and I also use black Nymo thread, yeah, this is perfect for me. But I haven't ordered my beads yet. And then Letitia, the crafty curator, got on the conversation, and she posted on Instagram, I think it was yesterday, that she had received her beads. I can't remember what fabric she said she was going to do, but she's actually doing this one and then the circle one, which I also looked at. My inspiration was Just Add Needles on Facebook. Her cover photo is the Cirque de Circles, so the Circus of Circles, I think is the correct translation. And this is the Circle of Hearts, or excuse me, the Circus of Hearts. I think that's what that means. Okay, it's high school French, a long time ago. I know cœur means heart. Yes, I can tell you that part. But I think Letitia's going to do both. And so she posted a picture of 40,000 beads. Because this one takes just under 18,000, and I don't know how much the other one takes. So the three of us are going to be doing this. And if you would like to join us, whether you use beads or use thread, but you have this pattern and you're interested, the three of us will come up with a hashtag, and you're all available. Join us. I will be starting this. I have to order the beads. And for me, I don't use a frame normally. I usually stitch in hand. So I'm trying to figure out if I should put this on a Q-snap or get stretcher bars. I could get stretcher bars. That might work. But I have to order 10 packages of the size 15. So it'll be about 19,000 beads is what I'll receive. And I have I've written it down. I've written it down. But we have a different nickname for this particular pattern, which I'm not going to mention here, but it has to do with this motif right here. And we said, oh yeah, let's do the 24 karat gold beads. No. Yeah. But with that being said, oh, I do have one more, I guess, stash haul, new start, whatever you want to call it. Number 9, which I think is really cool because the first one of this series is the red barn with the white sheep, and then she ends it with the red barn and the black sheep. I think that's really cool. I paid for this in September, and I've been stalking the mail person, and finally it came like Tuesday. Sometimes I don't understand. I paid for one of them like the 20th, and I received it the 24th. It was that fast. But I don't know why, but sometimes the USPS just... And y'all know how I feel about my mail lady after she ruined that one pattern. And I told you that I saw her in her truck signing for a package that I was supposed to sign for, which I think that's fraud. I don't like her. Those of you who have good mail people, count your blessings, because mine isn't. I've had good mail personnel in the past, and they've been fabulous. Mary was fabulous. Oh, so when I went to my daughter's chemo this week, I was able to put, I've shown this before, this is Cottage Garden Samplings, 7 Swans of Swimming. I put their eyes on because they wanted French knots, and so I just put little beads, and now it really looks cute. So I have to figure out how to, well, my dad's like, well, you can't see the words. Dad, it's fine. And then Iris. 32 count Belfast Marvelous by Fiberlicious. She is finished. I did not do the wings because I thought on this particular design the wings were not necessary. Now on Amaryllis here, the wings add to the design beautifully. But on this one, I don't know, it didn't seem to be necessary. So here she is. Now on here, when you have these big beads, when you have a size 11 bead, a typical seed bead, usually you don't put any kind of thread in that square. So just the bead is going to be in that square. Well, on this collar of hers, these big beads, you stitch, and then these are stitched over the thread. So it really gives it some dimension. But she is finished. And I finished her up while my daughter was finishing up chemotherapy. This last time. I have no idea how I'm going to fully finish her. No idea at this time, but she's done. She is number 7 on my year of whips, which I'm probably not going to get all 10 done, which is fine. Yeah, my year kind of blew up, but it's a good event, and I think I would probably participate next year. I don't think Melanie has put out her guidelines for 2019 yet, but I'm sure I thought she said she was working on them. So instead, what have I been stitching on since I finished Iris? I pulled out White Trumpet, Angel White Trumpet, which I think would be cool as Ursula. Anybody want to convert her? Platinum hair. black and purple dress. 32 count Belfast Midnight Splendor Fiberlicious. Uh-oh, that's a needle. Shoot, I lost a needle. I found a needle on the floor the other night. Oh, thankfully not in my foot. But here she is. She's really popping on this fabric. I think I just need to throw a needle minder on there. I stitch in hand, and I can use most needle minders. Not the really huge ones, but that is my stitching for now. They call it the midterm elections Sal in Stitch Mania group. I think I'm gonna participate in. Now I can't switch everything every day. That's just not how my stitching works for me. So there are 14 days, and on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 of the days, I am going to use Let Freedom Ring because it has red. It has animals. I could do 33 stitches on it. Patriotic right to vote because they signed the Declaration in Independence Hall. It has letters on it. 435. That might be a little challenging to do 435 stitches in it, but I'm going to try. Blue. It has blue in there. It has the letters RDI in it. 2 senators, so it'll be 2 different projects on that day, so that'll be one of them. It is not my oldest whip, so that day it won't apply. And they talk about flipping on November 3rd. I haven't changed anything on it, so I don't think it'll apply for that one. But 39, I could put 39 stitches in. That's for the governors. Advertisements, that one I'm not sure on, and my choice, I might just pull that one out again. So when you have a stitch along type of event, you don't have to do a new one every day. You're welcome to. If that's your thing, do it. But I think I'm going to use Let Freedom Ring for the most part on that one. That one's been calling to me too, that piece. Mainly because Blitz Stitch has been getting such good progress on Instagram, and he posts his progress all the time, and there was another person who's posting their progress. So that's all I have for you right now. My daughter's next chemo is the 25th of October, so I'll probably do an update the following weekend because we have deer opener coming up, and my husband's taking 5 of our children with him, and I'll have 5 children at home. Yeah, which won't be bad. It'll be the young children, and I can get a lot done when they're in bed. So I will talk to you all later, and I was watching McKenna. She ended her video saying just be nice, and I agree with her 100% on that. There's no reason for the drama. No. Let's all be adult. I mean, laugh at ourselves. That's one thing, but yeah, we don't need to argue over water. So, love to you all. Enjoy your stitching, and I will talk to you later. Bye.